the Coven job. Doing new windows throughout, new doors, whole place. Kitchen, the master bathroom, and the main bathroom and the master closet. It's a unique place. So the plan with this project here is going to blow this whole wall out. All these cabinets are gone. This bathroom's getting totally gutted. We're actually not going to take out this window for a little bit. We're going to put a garbage chute. So when we do the whole demo, we're not walking through the house. We're just going to take all the material and shoot them out the window. So this bathroom is also getting totally gutted. The plan is, this is a beautiful spot for a soaker tub right now. However, it's even more beautiful because we can do a curbless shower. It gives us the ability to put the plumbing right in the floor, the curb right in the floor, so it's completely curbless. And so we're actually going to keep all the fixtures and all the gold throughout. Now this window here is pretty neat. So it goes from all the way, it's 16 feet high from floor to ceiling, and it's 8 feet wide. So I'm actually having a commercial glass company come in. Get on board with us.
Lindsay's got some questions for you, and I think Blake does too when you show up.
I remember talking to a lot of the engineers, and I said, how hard is this project versus like a new build? And they just laughed at me and they said, this is way harder than a new build. This is the hardest project you could probably do.
Former Daycom property is a big one that's going on. It'll be ongoing for a few more months. We're rebuilding two of the bigger commercial buildings.
We restructure the front here. We had to re-engineer it. We'll go inside, a little loud. We've gutted this whole place. We did an abatement, got all the asbestos out. We've done a lot of exterior wiring. We're gonna come back and put wiring through the drop ceiling. This is actually going to be our storefront here for Cornerstone Building Supplies, this whole area. So this is Alex. He's one of our supervisors. He supervises this big job here. So I kind of hand everything off to him.
Working for Mason, well, first of all, I admire the guy's hair. I mean, he's just got fantastic flow. The things that Mason's been doing with this company in such a short period of time is really quite amazing.
And this looks sweet, these windows. So they bucked all that out, blue skinned it. It's gonna be perfect. So they're just continuing to buck those out, and then they're gonna keep blue skinning. So this whole outside the building, we strapped it, we're foaming it. It's kind of neat actually, there's two steel brackets on there and here. And what's gonna happen is there are actually two stainless steel pieces of steel popping out of the building. And it's like a canopy, and there's gonna be a piece of glass sitting on top of the canopy. We're putting in a sidewalk eventually. And so I gotta get that dug up, but I gotta get my Mini X from Collingwood back to here to cut this line to dig this all up.
In Collingwood, we're at the backyard. We had the machines down there last week. We're just trying to slope everything away from the house because there was a bit of a water issue in the past there. The goal there is to put some French drains in and drain the water away from the house properly.
Yeah, so around this corner, as you can see here, this is all new cinder block that was put in. And we've repaired a bunch of it going up as well. Going to be a ramp that comes up, and a car is going to be able to drive up into this. And to do this, we had to put big massive steel beams through this to hold the weight of the blocks going up. So this is like all been dug up and making it a parking lot. And so it's a pretty big budget to do that. I think that down the road, I'd like to get involved in more excavation, more grading, more of that sort of stuff, getting heavy equipment.
I started out as a carpenter, and now it's turned into a heavy equipment operator.
This warehouse, very deceiving. We have not touched the outside one bit. So we re-steeled this whole thing. So actually what was happened before, it was just like a really ghetto, like not very nice warehouse at all. So we insulated the walls with R22, and we insulated the attic with R50 blow-in, and just basically transformed this into a trailer showroom.
Well, Mason is the leader. He's the one who started all this. It's pretty cool that how young he is and what he's accomplished so far. When I first started, there was only about 3 to 4 people. And now all of a sudden we have 21, and we're doing machine work. We're doing commercial projects, we're doing bathroom rentals.
We do residential work, commercial work, new builds, custom homes. We also do a ton of renovations, ton of those, and I want to continue on to get into bigger and better things. I remember the day happened, I went and rested in my truck, and it was a super hot summer day, and just having the sweats and having like a flu-like symptoms, being like, I can't do this anymore. So I remember going home and being like, talking to my parents and saying, I feel like really sick today. Maybe it's just a few days things. A few days passed and it wasn't getting any better, it's getting worse. And so I went to my doctor and I said, a few weeks ago I got bit by a tick. Could it be, Lyme disease? And my doctor kind of shrugged it off and said, no, we don't have any rash. He said, well, we'll do a mono test for you. And that came back positive and I had mono. Lyme, there's so many different co-infections you can get. You can have a co-infection and not have Lyme and still be sick with a co-infection. So that's so much blood work done, it's crazy. Like insane amounts. I was bedridden for the whole summer, but I was just popping like different types of painkillers all day long. I kept going back to the doctor and over again, and eventually I said, we gotta do this Lyme test. And he goes, okay, we'll do it. And so we did the Lyme test and it came back positive. This is actually my first consultation with a naturopath here. I have one in Ottawa I go to all the time. And she was recommended to me by actually the Avril Lavigne Foundation for fixing Lyme disease. So that's kind of how I got hooked up with them. And I'm just going to consultation here because I'm going to ask them about increasing my IV drip. What you have is like 9 different infections, like co-infections.
Yeah.
And so we got to treat you for those, but we got to get your liver working first. We got my liver working first. My thought process is if I can get my immune system strong with the IV drips, and the stronger I can make it, the faster I can kill it.
Yeah.
Well, what happened is you get Lyme disease, but you also get a bunch of other co-infections that the tick will bring in when it bites you, and those co-infections will spread through your body. I had the Lyme in my system for about 3 months. The project was coming to an end, and I needed months to recover after that. So I got the antibiotics, started feeling better, and I remember though the project, I kind of felt helpless, and I had a contractor on the project. Talked to him and said, these are expensive, these bills. I can't be paying laborers to finish concrete at $130 an hour. I just can't do that. And I remember feeling very much so taken advantage of. I remember at the end of the day thinking to myself, if I ever work for a client, I want them never to feel this feeling I'm feeling right now, because I felt just utterly taken advantage of. This is my first renovation job, and I still have it as my first rental property. We separated it, rezoned it, put this big sidewalk in. I think it was November 2017. I remember thinking to myself, how can I scale this much faster? I said, well, who can I get that would add credibility to me immediately?
Name's Brian Tolles, General Manager of Laframboise Construction. Helping to build the business is kind of what Mason brought me on to do, so I hope that we're proceeding in the proper direction.
So as I continue on, I'm looking for more and more highly trained, highly skilled guys. Basically, at the end of the day, I'm only as good as the people who work for me.
My name is Adam Boyce. I'm here at Hatter Street with Laframboise Construction. We're going to do the final coat of mud on this basement.
Got half the basement drywalled and the other half we're waiting to get drywalled for inspection. We are headed to a job out in Bay Ridge. So we're just doing the backsplash renovation here. We did this big job this last summer, the 254 Collingwood Street job, this massive gut of a whole house job. All these stairs have been redone, new windows, new trim, flooring, new paint, everything. This was a bedroom and this was a bedroom. Big giant living room over here. Replumbed the whole thing in. And so each unit has their own separate boiler with their own heat and everything's completely separated. So we took this roof off entirely. It was kind of a crazy project and we put this new roof on, spray foamed the whole thing. Had to put a beam in across there and a point load. It's over. You can see how this beam lands on this massive hanger we had custom built for us. And then Anyways, then we're doing some plumbing, roughing the plumbing across over here for the new bathroom that's going over there. This tank's leaving. Each floor has their own bathroom. We're doing a boiler system in here for both the units. The roof line used to come somewhere down around here or so, and there's like a complete A-frame just like the other side. So the way I try to do business, try to live my life, is that I try to do it so that I enrich people around me. The biggest reward in life is making someone else feel confident, making someone else feel happy. Empowering people is a beautiful thing.